Hi, welcome to the class of Mr. Math Techniques. Today we're going to discuss about percentages or percent. What is percent? Well, percent comes from the Latin word per centum, meaning per means each and centum means 100. Centum means 100, as in century is 100 years and cent in dollars is 100 cents. That's why centum means 100. Hence, percent is per 100. And the symbol of percent is like this, percent. And as per definition, percent means per 100. But you might say, is it important? Yes, because percentage or percent is encountered in our daily lives. Every time you spend money, you are encountering percentages even without your knowledge. For example, your mother goes to the grocery store for shopping. Do you know that she is paying a certain percentage of the total amount she used to buy all the things in the grocery? She is paying 12% of the total amount purchased, and that is, we call it the value added tax. Or when you go with your family to your favorite fast food, do you know that your mother is paying, aside from the cost of the food you ordered, she is also paying a service charge. So that is a certain percent of your total purchase, or sales tax, or service charge. So you're talking there of certain percentages. And for senior citizens, they are entitled to 20% discount on their food or for their medicines as well. You see, we are encountering percentages or percent in our daily lives. So you see now, we use percent in whatever business or whatever we do. And yes, also interest in your parents' loan. For example, they have a loan in the bank, or the amount of money they have borrowed from the bank earns a certain percent per year. So you see, percent is very important. Now, we were saying that percent is a certain number. This represents a certain number per 100. So that when you have a 10%, okay, this is expressed as 10 over 100. And if you have 20%, it's called 20 over 100. If you have 35%, that will be 35 over 100. What about 100%? Have you heard of the saying, oh, you have to do very good, you need to do 100% so that you will become first honor. So you see, there is 100%. Okay? 100% is equal to 100 over 100. But what is 100 over 100? A number whose numerator is equal to its denominator is equal to 1. So 100 over 100 is 1 whole. What about, is there such thing as 124%? Yes, there is. For example, you deposited 100 pesos in the bank. After 1 year, it earned a certain percentage, say 24%. The example is 24%. So after 1 year, your money is now worth 124%. So we have 124 over 100. And this is an improper fraction. Your percent is expressed as a percent whose symbol is like this. You have now 10%, 20%, 35%, and up to 124%. Now, you can express your percent in terms of a fraction because your number over 100 is a fraction. So 10 over 100 is a fraction. 35 over 100 is a fraction. Therefore, your percentage can be expressed as 10% or can be expressed as a fraction in terms of 10 over 100. Now, here is the interesting part. Your percent can also be expressed as a decimal. How do you do that? So for example, you have 35%. To express this as a decimal, there are two ways you can do that. Okay? So that is 35 over 100. And if you divide 35 over 100, that becomes 0.35. If you're going to use your calculator. But, for example, you do not have a calculator. Or how do you convert your percent into a decimal? And this is how to do it. So you have 35%. Another way of writing 35% is 35.0%. So now you have a decimal and the zero, but it does not change the value. It's still 35. What you're going to do now is to move your decimal 2 places to the left. That is 35. Move 2 decimal places. That's 1, 2, and you have decimal. And after putting your decimal, you add your 0. So 35% in decimal, it is 0.35. So now, your 10% can be expressed as a fraction and can now be expressed as a decimal. So you transfer, this is 10.0, so you move 2 decimal points, that will be 0, 1, 2, and you add 0. 0.10. So your 20% becomes 20 over 100 in fraction, and in decimal it is 0.20. Your 35% in fraction is 35 over 100, and in decimal that is 0.35. And your 100% is 100 over 100 is 1 whole, so that is 1.0. And then your 124% in fraction is 124 over 100. You just transfer 2 places to the left, that becomes 1.4. So that is how you express percent in fraction and in decimals. Now let us apply percentage in our actual life. For example, you have a friend and you want to play with him. And you have, for example, you have 30 marbles. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 times 5 is 30. Now, assuming that you have 30 marbles and you want to play with your friend who does not have any, and you say, okay, let's play. Okay, let us now discuss on how we apply percents in our daily life. Now, for example, you have 30 marbles and you want to play with your friend and he does not have any marble. And you said, okay, play with me and I will give you 30% of my marbles. You're going to give your friend 30% of your marbles and you have 30 marbles. Okay, now your 30% represents a certain amount of your marbles. How do we calculate 30% of your 30 marbles? So how much you're going to give your friend? To solve that, to know how much marble you're going to give your friend, we are going to use multiplication. Your word of here, you are going to change that into a multiplication sign. So therefore, it becomes 30% of 30. But what is 30%? It is a number per 100. So that will be 30 per 100 times 30. Now, you know that this is a whole number, and a whole number, it is understood to have a denominator of 1. And look what you get. You have a multiplication of fraction. We are going to use now our past lesson, which is multiplication of fractions. Go back to our previous topic and look for multiplication of fractions. Now let's go back to this. So you have now 30 over 100 times 30 over 1. If you are going to multiply that, you have 30 times 30, 900. And 100 times 1 is 100. We cancel your 0. We cancel your 0. And what you have is 9 over 1. Or 9 over 1 is equal to 9. Now, the 30% of 30 is equal to 9. That means you're going to give your friend 9 marbles so that you will be able to play with him. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, and that's it for today. We will still be discussing more examples on our next video. So that is our topic for today. So that is our topic for today. That is our So that is our So that is our top So that is our topic for today. I hope. And for those of you who are just with us today, don't forget to click that subscription button and the notification bell so that you will be updated when a new lesson will be discussed. Thank you for watching. Until then, bye-bye.